Hello, basketball people, we have news. Let's go to more news about the Golden State Warriors. I ask you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I am a Warriors fan. The Warriors will upgrade their roster and add a player of Kobe White's caliber who has the ability to score and also contributes on defense, and Kobe White is more agile than Moses Moody. The Warriors are interested in signing Kobe White, the Chicago Bulls' leading scorer. The Golden State Warriors could be a major player on the trade front this offseason, as the franchise will look to supply Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green with another game-changing talent. One area of the team that general manager Mike Dunleavy may look to address is their lack of pure scoring talent outside of Curry, namely at the guard position. 2023 All-Rookie First-Team selection Brandon Podziemski turned things around offensively post-All-Star break this past season, and Butler's introduction to the lineup added a forceful rim runner that was capable of getting himself to the free throw line. Still, the Warriors desperately needed another go-to scorer and one-on-one shot creator. The beginning of this issue truly began when Dunleavy shipped Jordan Poole to the Washington Wizards just 2 summers ago. Ironically enough, the Warriors front office could have a chance at redemption. According to recent reports, Golden State may be afforded the opportunity to negotiate a deal for a stellar and underrated player of Poole's archetype from the Chicago Bulls, Kobe White. Bulls will very likely bring back Josh Giddey on a new contract, Clutch Points Brett Siegel shared via Twitter/X on Monday. Kobe White's future is up in the air. Chicago wants versatile players who can wear multiple hats. In a hypothetical attempt at nabbing a suitable Poole replacement, it's possible for the Warriors to offer the Bulls a package of Moses Moody, Gue Santos and first-round draft capital to acquire the savvy scorer. At just 25 years old, White has developed into one of the best pure offensive threats in the entire association. In 74 appearances with the Bulls this past season, the shifty guard contributed a career-best 20.4 points to go along with 4.5 assists, 3.7 rebounds and 0.9 steals. White's incredible ball handling and ability to get to his spots could definitely pique the interests of Golden State and Dunleavy, especially due to his expiring $12 million salary for the 2025-26 campaign. It would certainly be tough for the Warriors to say goodbye to a developing two-way wing like Moody, but bringing in a scoring threat like White to join Curry in the backcourt might be the unassuming transaction that catapults Golden State towards the top of the Western Conference next season. Warriors announce surprise second surgery for Brandon Podziemski. Golden State Warriors second-year shooting guard Brandon Podziemski had a banged-up wrist that required surgery following the team's playoff exit in the second round against the Minnesota Timberwolves. However, he apparently battled another issue down the team's stretch run that required a second surgery, which the franchise didn't make public until Wednesday, June 11. Warriors announced that Brandon Podziemski underwent surgery to repair a core muscle injury. Tim Kawakami wrote on X that's in addition to his wrist surgery last month. Still expected to be ready for the start of training camp, but phew, this is getting to be a lot. Podziemski, a first-round pick in 2023, number 19 overall, played in 64 games and started 33 of them during the regular season. He averaged 11.7 points, 5.1 rebounds, 3.4 assists and 1.1 steals across 26.8 minutes of court time per night. His playoff numbers against the Rockets were slightly down from his regular season efforts, while Podziemski's statistics against the Timberwolves in round 2 slightly exceeded what he produced during the year, perhaps due, at least in part, to the absence of Stephen Curry from the final 4 contests of the 5-game series due to a hamstring injury. Podziemski was clearly dealing with both the wrist and core muscle issues during the second round, if not before then, which speaks to his toughness. However, the 22-year-old is going to be an important variable to the Warriors' championship equation in 2025-26, and his injuries complicate that. Either Podziemski will be a starter and/or major rotation contributor for the Warriors throughout the campaign, or he will be one of the young centerpieces to a blockbuster trade to potentially add another star alongside Curry, Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler. Regardless, Podziemski's injuries are certain to be of significant concern to the franchise as it enters a summer in which league insiders expect the team to be aggressively active in both the trade and free agent markets. Warriors lauded for smart recent trade move, and it's not Jimmy Butler. Golden State have been proven right in the aftermath of these trade discussions. The trade market was a revolving door of what-ifs for the Golden State Warriors over a 12-month period, before the franchise finally got their hands on a second star in the form of Jimmy Butler at February's midseason deadline. The Warriors had been linked to numerous players over the previous year, with Lauri Markkanen perhaps the most strongly linked for a month period between July and early August. Golden State ultimately didn't get a deal done with the Utah Jazz for the 2023 All-Star, but now nearly a year on have been lauded for not folding to the demands of Danny Ainge. The Warriors have been praised for not trading for Lauri Markkanen. Ainge is known for setting a high price for his players when it comes to discussions with rival teams, but he may now be regretting his conversations with Mike Dunleavy Jr. and Golden State as Markkanen gets set to become available again this offseason. In discussing Markkanen's market this summer, Kevin O'Connor of Yahoo Sports and Chris Mannix of Sports Illustrated both suggested that the Jazz made a big mistake in not trading the Finnish forward to the Warriors last year. Mannix: do the Jazz regret not getting some kind of deal done for Markkanen last year with Golden State? O'Connor: hell yeah. Mannix: yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like they did what Danny Ainge always does. You hold out for the mother lode. And a lot of times it works. A lot of times you get a counterpart that is desperate. Golden State was not desperate, and they were smart not to go all in to get Lauri Markkanen on that team. Any Markkanen deal last offseason would have required the Warriors including multiple young players and future draft assets, with plenty of speculation over Brandon Podziemski's involvement as a sticking point after the young guard had finished fifth in Rookie of the Year voting. Missing out on Markkanen may have been a blessing in disguise for Golden State, who were able to acquire Butler for a far cheaper price in February. They were able to retain all three of Podziemski, Jonathan Kuminga, and Moses Moody, while only relinquishing one first-round pick which has become the 20th overall selection in the upcoming draft later this month. The Warriors did have to give Butler a new 2-year, $111 million contract to secure his services in the Bay going forward, but that's still far less than the commitment on Markkanen, who's about to start a new 4-year, $195.9 million deal. That massive new contract will make Markkanen's market incredibly fascinating this offseason, with little chance Ainge. Warriors should cut ties with aging 4-time NBA champion star via trade, per writer. The Golden State Warriors don't need a massive roster overhaul, but there's always a possibility that the organization could cut ties with a valuable asset this summer. There's no denying Draymond Green's importance in the Dubs winning 4 NBA championships in the modern era, as the former 35th overall pick served as a defensive anchor for the team, Chaudhary wrote Tuesday. But at 35 years old, Green is no longer the star he once was for the team. For instance, he averaged just 9.1 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 3.8 assists per game in the playoffs. One could argue Green's impact has never been limited to his numbers in the box score. Fair. However, Green being on the roster is hindering the growth of other Warriors players. While the 4-time NBA champion's primary position is power forward, head coach Steve Kerr has often used him as a center in his small ball lineups. This has led to the likes of Jonathan Kuminga and Kevin Looney's roles being shaken up. So much so that both Kuminga and Looney may depart in the offseason. Considering Kuminga and Looney are yet to reach 30 years of age, it would be wise to part ways with Green rather than two players who can potentially extend the Warriors' championship window. Green has been instrumental for the Warriors since joining the franchise in 2012. While Green's career statistics, 8.7 points, 6.9 rebounds, 5.6 assists, 1.3 steals, and 1 block per game, don't scream star, his impact on winning suggests he's earned that title. From operating as a point forward and initiating the Warriors' offense, allowing Stephen Curry to play off the ball, to being disruptive as a perimeter and low-post defender, the Michigan State product makes game-changing contributions on both ends. Green has helped the Warriors win 4 championships in 13 seasons, undoubtedly making him a franchise legend. That said, Chaudhary's assessment of Green is respectable. It may be a situation where the 35-year-old's tenure in the Bay has run its course, causing both parties to go their separate ways in a dramaless fashion. More importantly, acquiring a stud in his prime, such as Giannis Antetokounmpo, would likely require the Warriors to move on from Green after more than a decade, which shouldn't be a significant issue if Golden State wants to position Curry for one final title run. Warriors should target former NBA champion center in free agency this summer. The Golden State Warriors don't necessarily need to shake things up, but they could be just one move away from another championship. Sports Illustrated's Farbod Esnashari believes that the Dubs should sign a free agent big man to improve their roster. If there's one glaring position the Golden State Warriors need to upgrade, it's the center position, Esnashari wrote Wednesday. As much as the Warriors need to upgrade their center position, so do a plethora of other teams, including the Los Angeles Lakers and the LA Clippers. Both the Warriors and Lakers have been linked to Brook Lopez. Esnashari wrote Wednesday. Lopez is a valuable asset because of his ability to stretch the floor and protect the rim. When it comes to pairing him next to another big man like Giannis Antetokounmpo, who doesn't necessarily have the best jump shot, it could be valuable to also have him alongside Draymond Green. Lopez brings leadership and experience, and has plenty of accolades to his name. He is the Brooklyn Nets' all-time leading scorer and was the starting center for the championship Milwaukee Bucks team years ago. When the Warriors lost Klay Thompson in free agency, they tried to replicate his shooting with Buddy Hield. While a great shooter, Lopez could add on to that, earning himself the nickname Splash Mountain. The 7'1" big man will be searching for a new contract this summer, and his 37-year-old age shouldn't be anything to worry about, making him the perfect target for Golden State this summer. Warriors provide update on Brandon Podziemski's injury recovery. The Golden State Warriors' run in the 2025 NBA playoffs was largely disrupted by injuries. Stephen Curry's hamstring injury was obviously the worst of the bunch, as the Warriors were unable to generate much offense against the Minnesota Timberwolves in his absence, which led to their elimination. Several other players were grinding through their own ailments, such as second-year guard Brandon Podziemski. As the season went on, Podziemski grew into a bigger role for the Warriors, and it resulted in him starting all but one of their 11 playoff games. Making Podziemski's rise even more impressive is that he was battling a pair of serious injuries that required surgery. After he previously underwent a procedure on his wrist, Golden State announced on Thursday that Podziemski went back under the knife this week. Underscore 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 underscore. Warriors share Brandon Podziemski injury update. Play. The Warriors selected Podziemski with the number 19 overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft, and he immediately contributed to their team as a rookie. In 74 games, 28 of which were starts, Podziemski averaged 9.2 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 3.7 assists per game while shooting 45.4% from the field. That earned him a spot on the All-Rookie team, and a fifth-place finish in the Rookie of the Year race. Podziemski took on a bigger role in his sophomore season, averaging 11.7 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 3.4 assists per game for Golden State. And while he shot just 36.4% from the field during the postseason, Podziemski's two-way abilities helped ensure that he remained a crucial piece of head coach Steve Kerr's rotation, especially once Curry suffered his aforementioned injury. Shortly after the Warriors were eliminated, Podziemski got surgery on his left wrist, which could have contributed to his woeful shooting down the stretch of the season. But that's not the only injury he was dealing with, as the team revealed on Thursday that Podziemski also underwent surgery to repair a core muscle injury. Despite that, he's still expected to be ready to go for the start of the 2025-26 season. Golden State Warriors guard Brandon Podziemski underwent successful surgery yesterday to repair a core muscle injury, the team said in an official statement. He is expected to make a full recovery and be ready for the start of training camp. Podziemski previously underwent successful left wrist debridement surgery on May 27. underscore 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 underscore. Warriors hoping Brandon Podziemski can continue to grow in 2025-26 campaign. It's always concerning to see a player undergo multiple medical procedures, but Podziemski seems to simply be cleaning things up after a long season on the court for the Warriors. Considering all the basketball he and his squad played, it's standard operating procedure for a lot of these guys, and it doesn't seem like this is anything that will hamper Podziemski for a lengthy period of time. That will be music to Golden State's ears, because Podziemski has quickly emerged as a key piece of their team, and his emergence helped the team turn things around and go on their run to the Western Conference semifinals this year. With Curry and Jimmy Butler still in tow, the Warriors will be looking to contend again next season, and if Podziemski takes another step forward, the team could make one last title run to keep their long-running dynasty alive.